What's going on YouTube? It's Biggs. Intro is going to be pretty short today before we hop into the deck tech because it's a deck we already know. It's our boy Whitebeard. I wanted to show him off a little bit because he started to pick up popularity at the very tail end of the format. As we see, this is the Osaka, sorry, not Aichi. Osaka Championship. He finished 8-1 for top 32. Breakers must have been freaking wild to only hit a top 32 with an 8-1, but hey, it is what it is. Uh, this was relatively recently, and then there's been a couple more standard battles and flagships where we've seen him pop up here and there. Not a lot. Again, I don't think this deck is great. Stay tuned for my tier list video. I'm going to probably drop that later this week, depending on how school and work go. But I don't have him too highly, but I don't think he's bad either. The reason being why I like this deck is because he has a decent matchup into Sakazuki. I think Zoro kind of suffers from the Sakazuki package, where Whitebeard kind of just leverages the fact that you can't starve him out because of his leader ability and the 6k power on top of multiple rush 6k. This is probably the only deck we'll ever probably see this rush Sanji. This is replacing our 8k vanilla with the advantage of being, again, that he can attack the turn he comes out and play rather than just getting removed, which is what Sakazuki does. It's very hard to establish a wide board against Sakazuki unless you have effects that let you do that. Think like red-purple law, red-green law, where you can maybe explode onto board quickly, but it really just depends on how much early removal he sees. But we're doing differently, like I said, is just leveraging all these rush pieces on good bodies, and our leader being able to ignore the starve aspect of that gameplay. You have also some aggressive options. You have Makino for the 1-drops. This version doesn't have it. My deck does. We are playing. So this is the version that I'm playing. As you can see, I'm very minute differences. I literally changed one Seaquake for Nico Robin, which I saw some of the players that like adapted the deck do. One, it's another hit for Nami, which the deck is lacking. Nami is your secondary searcher. It's finding some pretty strong pieces for you. We can't ignore that, but it's also less hits overall. So it can be a little inconsistent. I've had games where I whiffed, so I like having the Robin. This Seaquake Robin stuff is primarily there for the like Rebecca blocker. Sometimes Sakazuki, they only play 2 Sabo, but they play 4 Rebecca, and like it depends on how they find their blockers, but this is just the way to just easily clear a crap blocker out the way and rush in with the rest of your big guys. And then the Crossfire, I'm on the fence about. Again, this is just an early build that I like net decked. I didn't make too many changes. However, I do see that I want to play 4 drop vanillas. That gap in the curve is pretty glaring, and it does hurt a little bit. I like having those 4 drop vanillas to just add on the pressure. Granted, again, at things like Sakazuki, they will punish you for just tapping out and doing nothing, but against most decks, it's still really relevant. So that's my opinion. I know some decks have adapted that, at least like 2 copies. I'm also playing around with the idea of just going straight into the Nami package and just playing mostly Straw Hat stuff, but again, we'll see. But this is the deck. This is what we're going to be playing today. Not too much to say. Again, against Sakazuki, it's a different way to play, but against most other decks, it's what you already know. So let's hop into the gameplay. Alright guys, we got a game into Purple Luffy, possibly. A lot of people have been quitting every time they see Newgate, and it's just, bro, he's not banned. This is okay. We're going first. Only card we can take. Yeah, and then pass. So a lot of options defensively. Probably just gonna go 5 and then 6. Yep. So attack. You definitely want to put the pressure early against this deck, just because of him drawing his own life to ramp. So you can make it kind of difficult in the end game if we like curve like good rush bodies. But it only takes like one turn for him to like stabilize in this deck with like a double fatty drop or just like multiple kids into queen, and then it's just like you fall behind so fast with no way to break through all those fat blockers. Is interesting. Takes the 5. Is most likely gonna give me the 2. You definitely can't take. I don't see him taking. Let's see what he does. The only reason why this would be awkward is if your only 2k counter was ulti and you have the page 1 combo. Come on, brother. But yeah, guys, let me know how you guys feel about the deck in the comments down below. I'm still unsure of like how I want to go about it. I think I kind of want to add like the full Straw Hat package, adding some of the vanillas, because I think, yes, Sanji's amazing on our 6 curve. However, I would still like a better turn 2 play with like, you know, a vanilla 6k body and stuff like that. So that's how I feel about it. All right, no more events, please. I think we're good. So let's see what his play here is. I can see him going 5 there, ramping, and then playing like Kid or something. Or Queen. Queen's always an option. Okay, can't do that. Just plays Apu. He doesn't want to Don Minus yet. So that's telling me that Kid is on my horizon. Like, that fat kid is coming. Right, so you might try and go like all in to get rid of this, which would mess up like his curve, which is okay by me. Like if he has to invest Don multiple characters to try and kill my Luffy, that's fine. That's cards he's not playing from hand, which is what we want to see. I have a cute little crossfire combo here, which might be relevant. I could also just crossfire into something, but we'll see what he does here. Six Don can ramp at the cost of life to play the 7 kid. Alright, I'm gonna give him the 2. So like I said, I think he's just gonna ramp and play 7 and then attack again for 6. In which case I don't really need the Marco. Sure. I'm gonna give him the Marco though. And he plays the kid. With his hand being so low, and he gave me 3 2Ks to start, I'm gonna go unblockable to see if he'll give me Apu. You can't fall behind too fast on board. Okay, and then I'll attack 6, and then I can play our Marco, and then pass it up. They do run things like Poly, so when you're playing the Marco, you always have to be careful. Purple has always had answers for 4 cost or less, so you can't just throw it out until you have the 2 life. Let's see. 6 cards in hand. There's the Poly, like I said. We'll use... it's gonna give him another free attack there. He might not have to invest so much Don. Meh. I'll give him the crossfire. He can have it. I have a guard point up. Next turn is a big turn for him. Interesting. Give you a Jozu. He puts all the Don there to attack, it's fine. Okay, we have Fossa. Just grab a 2K. In our deck, the Straw Hat stuff is kind of secondary, so it's not a big deal. If it's 10 Kaido, which I don't see very often in PLuffy, because this attack was really aggressive. I'm just going to attack it anyway. Okay. Go 5 there. And I'll hold up double red. On the off chance it's something freaking wild here, I'm just gonna hold up counter. And pass. Cards in hand, 2 life remaining. All the Don though, so he does have 10. 10 cost Luffy doesn't do it. It's a pain in the ass, but it doesn't do it. It's just more poly. You can have it. That's still 7 Don to do that play. That's fine by me. I'll give you a Marco. And a Rad Beam, it looks like. Cool, cool. Cool, 5. There's 1. 7. Can go 9. Play Fossa and then hold up. Maybe I should have went here first. It was bad sequencing by me. It has been a while since I played this deck. But yeah, so our hand's pretty stacked defensively. He has the 1 card to defend. 9-drop Kaido is not an out. Because it's pretty easy to defend this, and then I have the counter for the 9-drop. This is the Sheep's Head Horn. Definitely more difficult. This was also something I think I saw in the Aichi Championship, if I'm not mistaken. This is a cool tech. So he's going like that. So we'll give him our Sanjis. And then he's going to dump all the Don, ramp 1 so that he gets to 11 or 10. But no sir, no cigar. should begin. GG. Let's see if I can get a game into the other ramp deck of the format. He goes second. Nothing in turn 3. No search either. I'm gonna try. Alright, only thing we can take. That's 2 search on the bottom. It's good to know. Alright, we get a double dip here. Hopefully I can find our ace. So I'm just gonna go 2 and just put pressure on his hand. We'll find our ace. And pass. Let's just rush Zoro. Ew. Take. I mean, there's no real playing around it against this deck. Like, if he has law on curve, it's law on curve. There's nothing you can do about that anyway. So, we'll just leave it. I'll attack 7. Just develop one of our Marcos so that they're on board and pass. More ace. Jesus Christ. Well, we have all the aces. Take. Alright. We have cards for days, so let's just go rush Sanji for 6. So this is kind of where the weakness of this deck comes in, is just you're not Wiper drawing a billion cards a turn, so eventually you have 2 life and 5 cards, and it's not the same. Granted, now he can play a big card, so I have blocks and counters. I also have a Makino attempt later. I have plenty of ways to play the end of the game. It's more if he plays this card. He used double counter though, which is awkward. I felt like he should have held one to play. I mean, I'm at 12 cards, so losing 2, it might not change the course of the game than trying to develop a fatty here. So there's the 9 drop. It's gonna go 6. I'll give him this Marco, and I'll give you a guard. Okay. I have 9. Man, I can't do that. Just go 2 there. And then just attack for 8. And pass. And that was a 2K counter, so it's still pretty good. We're sitting pretty. Attacks me for 10. If he Uso Hachis me or just plays another 9 drop, it's sad. But not much else I can do about that. So we'll do that into Jozu since we're not doing much with that. There's the 10 drop Luffy. Loses the 9 drop though. Still have a blocker for this turn. He'll go to 4, 5 with the Luffy effect, but technically still 4 available. If he has another Uso Hachi, I die. I can't stop 12. Ooh, Diablo Jambe on this. I didn't realize that was a play. 15. Yeah, you got it. Only enough to get to 13. 3 deck cards. Alright, we got a game into Enel for our last game. I didn't get to see Sakazuki, so maybe I'll try and sneak that one in there. Go first. Keep. So we have something to do on 1, 3, and 5. Let's see how it goes. Alright, well, Nami first. And that is a problem. It's kind of why we added the Robin to try and fluff our Straw Hat numbers a little bit. Again, the price you pay for running double package. I think there are 16 or 17 Straw Hat cards that we can find off Nami. So we're just gonna go like this. No Searcher turn 1 by him is nice too. He could be running the Big Mom stuff, or he could be running the Skypea with like Holy and all that. I've seen it go both ways. 6. Okay. Opting to defend early. And there's So this lets you look at top 5. You can draw Holy if you find it. If not, you can still play the Holy from hand if you have it. There it is. Sure. And I think we just play 5 Marco, as always, just to have 6k on board. Not sure what our opponent is doing. Maybe he's stalling out to try and get to the end game with more life, make it harder for me to win. I'll take one. As long as you have 2 or less. So he's just a vanilla at the moment. So next turn I would ace if he attacks all in. And then I'll do it now. I just want 1 extra turn. So this is for this. Just less attacks that come my way. And then he can 8 drop here, which is fine. It's 1 less way for him to gain life at the end. If he like puts one of these on top of my life. Opts not to. I'll give you Fosa. There's Enel. Go to there. We can drop double blocker. Interesting. Then attack 6. Opted to just trash a life. I mean, that's less cards in hand. He only had the 3 cards in hand. I have some pressure. Another rush piece would be nice. Obviously, this is just showing me he doesn't have 8 or 9 drop to regain life here. So he's attacking 9 there. I can double drop Marco here. Yeah, I'm gonna block because I have the answer, even though he has Elthor. So I'll attack Holy again. And attack 6. Attack 7. Can take a life, draw the life. Use leader ability, discard. So that's 3 holy down. Yeah. And like I said, we're just gonna flood Arcos, and we should win out from here, depending on how lucky he gets with these. Only 16 cards into the deck, so, and no 8 or 9s yet. Still possible. And he gives up. We got the matchup we've been looking for. It's Sakazuki. We're going second. I kind of want a little more aggression. This is okay. It's roughly the same, but at least we have blocker for later. So on paper, from what I've seen from like Japanese Twitter and obviously the Osaka Championship, he should be favored. Like we should be ahead on this one. So do I take Ace or Marco? I kind of want to just dump the Sanji, so I'm probably going to take the Ace and be super greedy and pass. So yeah, every matchup that Whitebeard had into Saka was a win from what I've seen lately. So like in metagames where you know Sakazuki is going to be the top dog, which he is, I still think he's best deck in format 100%. We take that every day of the week. Whitebeard is an option. There's 100% an option for you. I think we just attack double 6. He's already checked the 2k. Takes 2. That's an interesting play. Unlike purple, there's no way for him to mess with my hand. Oh, he draws 2? This is why I'm not the biggest fan of that card. Alright. Well, since I can't use Sanji's effect, we're just gonna attack 6. Attack 6. He's at the 1 life already. Honestly, I kind of want to just go wide here, like. Oh, but he could do the Lucci combo. He could let me slow down here. Like if I go like this, he could do like the Lucci combo for pretty cheap. Reduce, then pop, and then I just keep a 0 body. I can also take one more card. One card out of his hand to bring him down to 9. To do the combo would cost at least 2 cards, so down to 7. And we'll just pass. I 100% think they're both dying this turn, though. So there's the eruption. All he has to do is attack with leader, and then he gets Lucci for free. It's 2Ks in the trash. Out of 11, a lot of these Sakazuki players have also been getting kind of greedy with their 2K count. and reducing how many there are in the deck. So there's the extra reduction. We take it because we are going to take it anyway. So this should be a Lucci play. Yep. One Dawn doesn't do much. I can ace pop. And then if he goes 9 plus 5 is 14, I can go 8, 10, 12. I don't have enough 2k counters to make it worth it without blowing like all my hand there. So I think we just attack 6. There's another 2. Marco pass. If he has hounds, that's only one of them that gets bottomed. He still has to have another cost reduction effect. And we still have double blocker for after. And a way to clear. Or a way to clear, rather. I can go like ace. Alright, there's one. That's one hound. There it is. So Lucci's a 9. Still have 12 cards in hand, so I don't expect him to be too greedy here. Discards for effect. Back to 9. Okay, it's attacking, reducing. Give you an Izo. Just because Nami, I still have pretty good chances to find guard points in red. So I'm assuming he's going to hound again. Attack me for 14. So 2, 2, 2. Oh, this is gonna feel bad, boys. And Sanji. Ugh. So far, I haven't been impressed with the Seaquake. Granted, it's a 1-of, but it's been feeling pretty bad. He also had double hound, so it is what it is. See what happens here. Not looking too great. He has hound again. He actually goes up 1, can attack me for 16, and I'm dead. So he's goading me into the attack. I know that he's used quite a few 2Ks so far. I'm just gonna go for 15. That is literally why the Seaquake and the Robin are in the deck. So let's see if it matters. 7 cards in hand. Possibility for dead cards is high, and we get there. I was not expecting that. Alright guys, that's the video. Fun deck. I definitely love Whitebeard. I miss being able to play the deck. Now that the meta is pretty diverse and very powerful, it is really cool. I don't want to hear any more bitching about red. I do think it's just okay personally. I'm going to show you what I think of the tier list when I come back this week. But I definitely do think that Whitebeard as a whole is just an okay deck. I don't think it's going to be the most well-positioned deck a lot of the time. As you know, NA, different than JP and most other Asian metas that I've seen, like we have a lot more yellow players here. I definitely still think that Enel is a deck that can beat this deck pretty easily. It's not the greatest for red decks. And on top of that, like, because yellow will be more prevalent, it kind of pushes Sokka's stock down a little. Like, don't get me wrong, Sakazuki can beat any deck in the format. Because it's such a high skill gap deck. However, definitely for a little while, I don't see him being BDIF anytime soon. I definitely think that, you know, yellow is going to have major presence early on. With that said, I think that still gives other decks an opportunity to be pretty prevalent. So be on the lookout. Be on the lookout for this deck. Don't sleep on Dad. If you see Dad across the table from you and you're playing Sokka 1 week, oof. It's a weird matchup for sure, as you saw in the video. I didn't have the best hand. I definitely got a little lucky towards the end, but like I said, these random 1-ups to clear those stupid Rebecca blockers out the way are pretty useful. And then Robin just being able to be buffed by Makino is pretty nice too. I've actually seen some updated lists again, like some are playing, what's his name? Magra. Just to again have more explosion towards the end game and making like your 1-drops attack for like easy 9-10k. So that's also an option. I'm probably going to show more updated versions of the build as we go on. It's not going to be the deck that I main for the format. I'm still going to try and jam Sakazuki. I want to learn that deck so bad. I had so much fun with our Isho build in the 4.75, whatever you want to call it, meta that we had. It was really cool. So I definitely want to see how it pans out playing Sokka, and maybe even an updated Isho list. But you know, we have a lot more stuff to talk about going into set 5. Not my favorite meta, but it is what it is. So I have to get ready. Nats is literally around the corner, so I gotta get myself in gear, start repping out those games. But that's it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.